right, April 14, 2020. First, an exciting news is, well, first the song. Jump over to the song. The song is I Never Knew by Hardcastle. There they are.
Don't you worry.
That just ended, so let's go back to it. That's You and I by Ingrid Michaelson. Maybe I'll get 2 copyright strikes. There we are. Song of the day. Exciting news of the day. I bonded my 2 Wi-Fi connections, my 2 broadband Ethernet connections together. My 2 broadband connections, I should say. Sean Tellis. And check it out. Go. Speed test. What are we talking about here, guys? We're talking about 50, 60, more? It's a little bit clogged right now. It was like 80 earlier. Yeah, together, kicking some serious ass. And up speed? Oh yeah. Oh man, that's like send us to the moon stuff. Anyway, I'm excited about that. That's bonding the 2. I got an extra Wi-Fi so I can do 2 Wi-Fis off my laptop at the same time. Anyway, I'm probably more excited about that than you are. Back to the agenda, shall we go? All right. Okay, so commentary, as usual. This is old, so I'm going to toast that. That was my commentary yesterday about how we're going to open restaurants last. Today I want to talk about how much of a problem it would be if the U.S. attempted to reopen any part of the economy without like 10 times the number of tests that they're currently able to deliver. The reason for this is that in order to be able to reopen the economy safely, or indeed end any of the quarantining measures, we have to be able to test upwards of 10 times as many people as we're currently able. When I say we, I mean they. For every 1 new infection, of which there are about 20,000 a day at the moment, there are an estimated 10 other tests required for people that person's come into contact with through contact tracing, somewhere between 5 and 10. So that implies, do the math on that, that's 300,000 tests are required currently per day, which is 3 million per 10 days and is roughly 30 million a month, right? Or rather 9 million a month. Call that 10 million a month. Well, they're nowhere close to that. So that's such an enormous volume of tests. And there need to be tests for newly infected people, tests for their family, and then there needs to be randomized testing within the population to ferret out people, who didn't know they had it, and then there needs to be the 4th type, which is the antibody test. So, and we need contact tracing and smart quarantining, and we need to replicate the playbook from Asia, which has worked in South Korea, China, Taiwan, Singapore. We're nowhere near. I don't see how we'll avoid another outbreak or series of outbreaks without implementing high levels of testing. And I've talked about this so many times, but I don't think that the United States is really all that close. All right, let's look up the word of the day. Oh, I've never tried the smart lookup. Will it let me down? I think so, because this little dotted doodle. So let's get that out of there. All right. It's a song of praise or triumph.
Paean.
Song of praise or triumph. All right. Context for that. A paean of praise for the great poets. And it's late 19th century via Latin, Greek. All right. Prayer of thanksgiving for Apollo. Like it. Quote of the day: infectious diseases are only one aspect of a larger ongoing health emergency. This is a quote from an article in the New Yorker that my brother sent to me. Thanks, Pete. It's a really well-written article. As you know, the quality of journalism in the New Yorker tends to be reasonably high. Infectious disease, only one part of an ongoing health emergency. 2/3 of cancers have their origins in environmental toxins. Think about that. 2/3 of cancers now have their origins in toxins that we are either directly or indirectly responsible for injecting into the environment. Accounting for millions of annual fatalities each year. 4.2 million people die from complications of respiratory illnesses caused by airborne toxins. Just the pollution that we're injecting into the air causes 4.2 million people to die every year. That dwarfs the number of coronavirus deaths that are likely to ever occur. Marshall Burke, an assistant prof of Earth Systems at Stanford, has estimated that the reduction in pollution, get this, This is the shocking fact of the day. The reduction in pollution from the shutdown of factories in Wuhan has saved between 51 and 73,000 lives in China, 20 times more people than the virus has killed in the Hubei province as of the 8th of March. Kate Brown reporting in the New Yorker article that was published yesterday. Think about that. Think about that, and think about the cost of human life relative to COVID, and how out of proportion, how we're completely missing the point here about what we're doing to the environment and how that's affecting lives. News. State governors are forming coalitions. So the governors of California, Washington, Oregon, and most of the East Coast, and obviously Andrew Cuomo and New Jersey, New York, have formed two separate coalitions because they don't trust Trump. What I would suggest is that the states, recognizing that Trump is likely to lose, and regardless, they're just taking matters into their own hands. Now, they're almost all Democrats, so what I would argue here is that Trump has kind of been constructively dismissed by his own governors at a state level. He's no longer the president in some important regards because he's lost so much respect. That's what's happened with respect to the coronavirus. You can see that happening in other regards as well. It's kind of like he's been disempowered by the governors that are showing stronger leadership and forming coalitions. They will decide when, indeed, the United States goes back to work, in what sequence and when, not Trump from his perch of madness. Song we talked about, I Never Knew, Hardcastle. Pick of the day. This is a pick I took about a year ago, maybe 2 summers ago. It's looking out, it's English Bay. It's from that spot just up from First Beach. One of my faves. COVID positive life changer of the day. Rediscovery of the value of my condo as a true home. I haven't felt as home here as I do now for many years. I usually wanted to get out of here. I wanted to get out of my condo, go to the bar, go out with my friends, go play squash. And I relegated the role of my condo, which is my living space, it's where I sleep every night, to just sleeping and nothing more. My world was outside of these walls, and I made it so. But I've fallen back in love with this space, and I've kind of had to, but as I spent more time here, I've realized how much I enjoy being here, and it's inspired me to live, improve its comfort and its decoration. I've got an outdoor heater for my patio. I'm thinking about art. I've cleaned it tip to tail. I continue to organize things. It's been a real revolution of my relationship with the space I live in, and it's been really good for my mental health. So that's something that would never have happened without COVID. There are many, many other positive things that have happened as a consequence to go along with all of the fear and anxiety and negatives. Anyway, that is my update at 7 minutes and 45 seconds for April the 14th. I love you guys, and I'll speak with you soon.